everyone. Um, my name is Code, and this is my first YouTube video. I've never even really tried recording anything before, like ever. Um, and I'm actually not really like a super extroverted person, so I usually like to do everything kind of on my own. But I've been really interested in starting a YouTube channel for a while now, and I don't know, just putting myself out there. So I thought for my first video, I would play something that is very nostalgic for myself, which is the Stanley Parable. Now I've played the original Stanley Parable, but I've never played the deluxe edition. So we're gonna do that today, and I don't know how many parts this will be, but let's just jump right into it. Please enter the current time. Like 3. No. 3, 4, D. That's like 3:39 actually. Wait, how do I do? How do I change it? Oh, there we go. All right, bam.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley
So much.
was
I love
happy.
that.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk
Yes.
and stepped out of his office.
Oh my gosh, it looks it looks a lot better. I mean, like I know they updated it, but is it weird that I kind of want to work like in a place like this, like super monotonous, same thing every day? Okay, let's go.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Yes, what could it
Stanley
mean?
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Isn't there something where you have to turn the monitors off? I forget. I'll probably have to like look up like stuff at some point. I love this so much. So I thought this would be the perfect game to start off with because, like I said, it's very nostalgic for me. But you know, I also feel like, you know, there's these like in between walking sections where I'm just like looking around at stuff, and I think that's like, you know, perfect to like just talk about random stuff like in between, like random things, just random thoughts. I always wondered what is this place? Like what do they actually do here?
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
All right. Let's you know what? Let's do the regular route first. Oh. I just love like like one of my favorite games is Control, and I just love like the artificial like lighting and stuff. Like this right here, like this is just yes, white screen. All right. Anyways, let's go.
Yet there was not a single
Look at
person
these
here
because...
either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Hold on, I want to look at the slides. So, using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Make sure your slide has a slick blue graphic in the header and throw some bevel. Oh, I'm not a quick enough reader. Everyone is unique. Wait, why are there two gingers? That ain't right. Room closet. We'll be seeing you later. Alright.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
This is like... It's so weird that it goes from like office layout to like this layout. I feel like the aesthetic changes and then all of a sudden you just get to the top of this and it's just boom, budget went up. Can you actually like go in? Oh my god, you can just go in now? Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast, money Christmas. Is that like a song or something? Didn't you have to like do something specific to open this room up before? I think you did. But anyway, so I don't really know like necessarily what I want to do on YouTube. I think like I just really like the idea of getting like something out there, and I don't know, my thoughts, and like I have certain things that I definitely want to like make at some point, but I just want to like establish like a few videos first and like some actual like, you know, stuff before I get like too serious about it to like see if I actually like it.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing.
So evil and
he stepped into the newly opened passageway.
What is this? More unfinished stuff. Maybe if they didn't like blow their whole entire budget on the last two rooms, they would be able to finish the office. Is it weird that I want one of these in my my room? Just like it could probably get so hot, but like I just like it. I just like things I like to do. And you should do this because you like to do them too. Loading, 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 loading.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
I also don't know anything about editing, and like editing a video.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Editing sounds like kind of fun to me. Like, I feel like it might be, but I feel like it probably isn't. And that might just be my weird perspective on it. I really like this room. And the orange one that's like you see like later on.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Whatever you do, don't fall off. Oh, I gotta mute my phone.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
I don't even remember his number now. it's something. I don't remember. Where's my cursor there now? Oh, I probably shouldn't swear.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
I think I would be happy with this dead-end job. I mean, I guess it's not really like dead-end.
No,
What even
he
is a
refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible?
Nah.
Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Am I at my destination yet? I don't know. I feel like a dead-end job is like, you know, like something that like you're working.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Mind control sounds horrible, to be fair. Like, it sounds really bad. And, like, I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't even, like, even if I was, like, this, like, boss of this, like, mega corporation or something like that, I don't even think I'd want to, like, do mind control stuff, because, like, there's just too many things to, like, that could, like, go wrong with it, I feel like. I don't know if you can hear that outside. There's just too many things that can go wrong. Like, I don't know. Ethically, like, I obviously, like, wouldn't even do that in the first place, but, like, if I was some evil guy, I feel like I could come up with a better plan than mind control, something that doesn't have so many risks attached to it that I can't control.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Looks like it, like, reads or, like, writes on paper right there or something like that. I don't know. That's clearly the toilet paper dispenser. This must all be just one big bathroom. Off. Bam. Black screen of death. Nice music.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
It's not over because the end is never the end. Is never the end.
He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away.
Yay, freedom.
And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know.
I'm probably gonna talk.
It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing.
Just because, like,
Stanley stepped through the
I've already
open
heard
door.
them, and I assume others have already heard, you know, these dialogues and stuff too. So I'll wait until something new pops up. You know, look at that bridge. All right, let's walk backwards. Oh, it's literally
Stanley
just
felt the
cutout,
cool
I
breeze
think.
upon his
That's
skin,
so cool.
the feeling of liberation,
Just a portal.
the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way right now that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Stanley is happy, and I'm happy. Happy to be here. Happy to be attempting to make a YouTube video. The end is never the end. But yeah, I feel like I have a lot of things that I want to do, a lot of games that I want to play, and I have a lot of thoughts, and I talk a
All
lot.
of his co-workers were gone. What could it
So,
mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
yeah, we
Perhaps
know.
he had simply missed a memo.
I don't know.
No
I'm
matter
trying not
how
to have
hard
any
Stanley
unfinished
looked,
thoughts.
he
What was
couldn't
I
find a
saying?
trace of his
So I was saying, like, I
co-workers.
feel like a dead end job, right? A dead end job is like a job that like you just like work and work and work and work, and like you don't really like have a goal in mind, and you're kind of just working just to like work, or like you have like, you know, no aspirations outside of like working and like paying for things, and like I don't know. I feel like sometimes it might be like inevitable, like in life, especially like depending on like where you live, and you know what your financial situation is and stuff. I guess like people probably don't really have like control over like whether or not they work at like a dead end job or something like that. But you know, I think if you think that you're working at a dead end job, like, you know, you might not be able to go get a new job, but you could probably adjust your like mindset to like be like, you know, maybe there are some things that I can find that like I do enjoy about this job, or like there's certain things that I have to look forward to and stuff. So like I don't know. I just feel like that's kind of what I think. But I actually want to leave this episode here. I don't want to do too much more, especially if the video didn't come out right. I would hate to lose like an hour of footage or whatever. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, and you know, and comment too, because like if you have tips or like anything like that on how to make videos and stuff like that, like anything is greatly appreciated. And yeah, I'm pretty excited to just like keep making more, and I'm sure I'll be less nervous and stuttery and stuff. You know, the more I make videos and play and stuff. So I hope you all have a wonderful day, and that's about it. Bye bye.